New Braunfels, Texas. It's booming, but here's why that could be a big problem for you. Home prices have exploded 37% since 2020, and that's just reason number one. Today, I'm gonna give you the biggest reasons why you may regret moving to New Braunfels, Texas, even if everybody is telling you it's paradise. This video could very well save you thousands of dollars, months of headaches, and maybe even a little fight with your Texas-loving in-laws. And just wait till you hear about reason number 3. That one even shocked me. Everyone is saying New Braunfels, Texas is the best spot in Texas right now. But the truth is, this Texas dream could cost you way more than you ever expected. Home prices here have gone up 37% since 2020. Now, if you want to compare that to some surrounding towns, the median prices like Seguin or Schertz, you're paying 10 to 20% just to live in New Braunfels. Sounds rough? Just wait for the hidden costs. Some HOA fees can be $600 to $1,200 a year. We personally have a listing right now up in Vintage Oaks, and it's over $1,600 a year. Flood control assessments pop up on closing statements all the time. And home insurance, forget about it. That went sky high after all the hailstorms this year. I had a client buy a home in New Braunfels 2 years ago. He was loving life. Put in an awesome backyard area with a pool, outdoor kitchen, pure luxury and entertainment central. And then his tax bill hit. And since January, the water rates for new construction is up over 12%. Now my buddy is spending more time keeping his grass green than he is on streaming services for the internet. And obviously, water is a huge resource, especially in the Texas Hill Country. But it can be harder to come by than most buyers understand. In the past 12 months alone, there have been 3 separate drought emergencies. Getting a private well permit, especially outside the subdivision lines, good luck with that. And many new subdivisions are fighting to secure enough water for all the homes that are going in. Stage 2 drought restrictions mean you can only water your landscape just once a week. Only before 10 a.m. or after 8 p.m. Nothing during the day. My wife and I were having lunch at Muck and Fuss, which is a popular restaurant in New Braunfels last week. And I heard somebody at the neighboring table say, "We came here to enjoy the river, but they should have invested into bottled water." I saw a stat the other day that said up to 35% of the rural lots that don't have access to a well need to have water trucked into them during serious drought conditions. We had clients a few years ago that wanted to put a guest casita on their property for either the in-laws or when other people were coming in to visit. They had their own kind of space, but nearby on the same property. Well, they were told no unless they wanted to put in a separate well, which can run between $15,000 up to $25,000. And there's no guarantee that that well is going to continue to work for years to come. So what'd they do? They sold and moved out west. Another reason is the traffic can be very challenging at times. I like to say small town charm meets big city traffic, and you will feel it fast. Trust me on that. I-35 that runs straight up through New Braunfels from San Antonio going up to Austin is one of the top 5 most congested highways in all of Texas. And infrastructure projects like the I-35 corridor expansion means closures, detours, and slowdowns everywhere. Commute times just keep rising. 38 minutes, which is up 15 minutes from 23 just a few years ago. Try driving from North San Antonio up to Green. I did it last week on a Tuesday morning, and it took me 58 minutes. We helped a military family move to Vintage Oaks, which is a really nice subdivision just northwest of New Braunfels, and he said they thought traffic was over as soon as they left Dallas. Well, they thought again. And here's a local joke that gets tossed around quite a bit. The line at Buc-ee's is shorter than a rush hour commute on Loop 337. Even rural parts have trouble. Even some of the newer homes have spotty cell service and very slow internet speeds. So be sure to check the internet speeds before you sign on that dotted line, because trust me, it can come back and bite you. Now, what makes New Braunfels so desirable is its tourist attractions. New Braunfels has big attractions, tubing, Wurstfest, and more, but the crowds are real. As a resident, you'll get great hospitality, over $1.3 billion of economic impact annually. But with tourism comes the gridlock, especially during the weekends or festivals. Short-term rental permits are up 48% just in the last 2 years. Neighborhood association calls about complaints typically rise about 33% during the peak summer season. We've helped a couple clients recently buy houses with guest homes, and they're continually booked during the summer season. There is no time off. But more short-term rentals mean a bunch of parking struggles downtown. much more noise, and festival season can close entire blocks at a time. So are you dreaming about a 1-acre escape in the Texas Hill Country? Well, the county zoning has become much tougher recently. In 2024, 50 new subdivision permits were approved, but so were new restrictions on fencing, livestock, and accessory buildings. I had clients that found a beautiful piece of land up in the New Braunfels area, and they wanted to put up a brand new barn dominium. Well, guess what? That got declined because of sightline ordinance. And if you want to get a little bit further out in New Braunfels and get in the real rural areas, you could be up to 20 minutes to the closest sheriff's deputy or ambulance. Not only that, and if you want to choose one of the newer subdivisions that are going in, new construction means dust, noise, and regular road detours. There is no denying it. The Texas Hill Country is gorgeous, but the wild weather is becoming pretty routine. Flash flooding can occur during any time, especially during the spring and summer storms. You'll see low water crossings everywhere throughout this area. And hail claims have doubled home insurance premiums for many homeowners. We had a personal friend of ours just put on a brand new roof right outside New Braunfels, and 2 weeks later a hailstorm came in, completely wiped them out. So if you choose to live in this area, just make sure you're ready. Invest in a sturdy roof and make sure you check the FEMA flood maps before you're closing. So look, even though New Braunfels is growing pretty rapidly, it's still a close-knit town, strong on tradition. People that relocate to New Braunfels from Houston or Dallas, they love the slower pace of life. But there can sometimes be a struggle to break into those local social circles. Now, so market data shows that the new home construction in the New Braunfels area slowed a little bit in Q2 of 2025, even while the prices steadily climb. Land sales are up over 12% as more buyers want privacy, even if it means paying a premium for water, insurance, and access. But I would love to know, do you live in New Braunfels right now? If so, leave me a comment below. What's been your biggest surprise since you moved here? Especially if you live in that downtown area. Some of the biggest complaints I hear about are the unexpected costs and how much that festival traffic can really impact that downtown area. So if you want to make your move smarter than the average buyer, pay attention. Compare water sources before you sign anything. Where's the water coming from? Is it from city utility? Is it coming from a water co-op? Or do you get it strictly from a well? And if you get a chance, talk to the neighbors about traffic and noise. Don't just trust whatever the agent hands you at an open house. And we talked about it a little bit already. There can be floodplains just outside the rural areas of New Braunfels. So if you're looking at buying that type of piece of land, make sure you check the FEMA flood maps. They get updated. So each spring you're gonna wanna take a look at that to make sure if you're gonna put a house on a property that has some floodplain on it, it's not gonna be there, or you're gonna have to pay a flood insurance premium as well. And if you're looking at buying a home or building a home, maybe just outside the city limits, you're gonna wanna make sure your real estate agent checks who owns that surrounding land as well. Is it an LLC? Has it been in a family for generations? Because that could be chopped up and put into a brand new subdivision, which means more traffic commutes and construction headaches for years to come. I tell all of our clients, long-term planning is the key here. Make sure you double check the zoning and reread those deed restrictions over and over to make sure you don't miss a thing. Whenever I'm showing properties up in New Braunfels, I, for one, never hesitate to share those costs. Now, whenever we have clients looking in that greater New Braunfels area, I never hesitate to share with them the potential cost of living there, the high insurance premium rates, the property taxes, and taking them through the major traffic pain points around the city of New Braunfels. And I do all this because even if it means a tougher sale, honesty will always win loyalty. That's why working with an agent like me matters, because we live these challenges daily. So are you ready for your next move? Email me for a consult. My team works with buyers and sellers throughout the state of Texas, while I'm personally here to serve the greater San Antonio area to include New Braunfels. Don't just guess or wing it. Get real data, local knowledge, and agent support before you take a look at any addresses. And keep in mind, New Braunfels is absolutely amazing for the right buyer. You get the rivers, the festivals, and that lovely Texas Hill Country charm. But surprises, and even the costly ones, are here for every new resident. Do not make your biggest investment without real insider information. You can always contact me for expert help and specifically personalized answers for your situation. So after watching this video, if you think New Braunfels may be a little bit too big for you, I've got a video right here on another small town that may interest you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.